Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Jasmine. I post health and fitness content, and if you are not new here, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here again. I am so grateful to have you here. Today, I'm going to be talking to you guys about the comparison between two really popular watches and I guess my own experience in both of them and how they are both benefiting me in different ways. So the comparison is between the Garmin Forerunner 265 and the Apple Watch Series 7. If you guys know me, you know that I have always been an Apple Watch girly. I have literally gone and had an Apple Watch since the very first series. So if that just tells you a little bit how convinced I was that the Apple Watch is the best, because low-key, I feel like once you're in the Apple market, like everything I own is Apple, I kind of was like, oh, well, you know what? This is just gonna be the best. But I'm about to tell you guys the difference between the Apple Watch and the Garmin, whether you are an avid runner or you are a fitness enthusiast or you go to the gym or you're just a lifestyle person and you just use it every now and then, maybe for notifications, just to talk to people, or just as a little bit of an accessory. I'm about to tell you and help you decide which one is best for you. Okay, so first up, what I'm going to talk to you guys about is the Apple Watch. Now, my Apple Watch is currently dead just because I haven't worn it for a little while, but I did just want to go through a couple of things that I really do love about the Apple Watch. First things first, it's Apple. So it connects really easily to both your phone, computers, Bluetooth, and just getting notifications in general. It makes it super easy to answer the phone, to do voice messaging back. And so it's really good just for overall lifestyle. Plus it's touchscreen with only 2 buttons. Overall, I would say it is very user-friendly and you don't really need to understand how to use technology to use an Apple Watch. It's really good with tracking both your fitness and your health data. So it does track your heart rate. It also tracks your blood pressure. You can track your workout. So it does your heart rate during that. It tracks your calories burned, which again, isn't 100% accurate. The Apple Watch is great for anyone who is into health and fitness, or even if you're just a lifestyle person needing a smartwatch. What I do love mostly about this is the big touch screen that it has. There's little to no buttons. So basically these 2 buttons just help navigate through the watch and everything else is touch screen. And because the screen is so big, it is really easy to just use and to just tap on the go. It also makes it really, really easy to look at all of your stats as well. So just like a phone, it's really easy to navigate through it, super user-friendly, and you're able to see all of your data on there, whether it's your health, your steps, your exercise markers, etc, etc. So I do love it overall because of the way that it does have a big screen, really easy to navigate through. So the one thing that I will talk about with regards to the Apple Watch is mine personally. I just don't know if it's because I get lots of notifications and everything through work as well comes up on this watch, but mine only lasts, I would say, so I wake up at about 5:30, I put it straight on and it would probably die at around 6 p.m. And that's me having one workout, so one walk, and then having either a run or a workout at the gym. So I am actually using it for about 3 workouts a day, which is probably about 3 hours, I would say, or not even less than 2.5 hours of usage of it actually activating and being on the whole time. But it lasts little to no time at all. And they do track your sleep, so you can connect your Apple Watch to your phone to track your sleep metrics, but my phone dies before then. So if I wanted to track my sleep, I would need to, once it dies, put it on the charger, and then once it fully recharges, put it back on my wrist, then go to sleep, and then in the morning I would need to put it back on charge because it would probably be dead again, put it back on charge, and then once that recharges, then put it back on my wrist. But by the time that it would recharge from the time that I wake up, I would have already done my walk. So for me, it didn't just seem very like realistic and productive by tracking my sleep. So I would just put it on the charge once it dies, and then in the morning I would then put it back on. So I didn't track any of my sleep on here, which is actually why I bought the Oura Ring, because I wasn't getting everything that I wanted from the Apple Watch. I did get an Oura Ring to track my sleep, which I am an advocate for. I love my Oura Ring. She's chunky, but I love her. So let's talk about tracking your workouts on the Apple Watch. So one thing that I love is that when you are actually exercising, and let's say you haven't set a workout, maybe you've forgotten or you just wait, the Apple Watch will actually understand and alert you to start a workout. And 90% of the time, it actually knows the workout that you're doing. So let's say that you're going for a walk and you haven't set one on your watch. It will vibrate at maybe about 1 kilometer in and be like, are you doing a workout? And you can just press yes, and then it tracks your workout. And then if you haven't stopped your workout, it will alert you and be like, hey, it looks like you're not working out anymore. Have you finished? So I do love that aspect of it, and I love that it's able to actually recognize when you are working out. It also offers a wide range. So whether you're swimming, doing your runs, basketball, lawn bowls, swimming, I think I said that, basketball, soccer, literally anything, running, walking, it will actually allow you to do a specific workout. So no matter what you're doing, most likely it will be on the watch for you to select. And if it isn't, there's another option for other, which still tracks like your heart rate monitoring and your calories and all of that fun stuff and the distance that you've traveled through that other workout. So you are able to track absolutely everything, which is super great and super versatile. Because the Apple Watch is connected to your iOS phone, if you do have an Apple phone, it makes it super easy to stay connected. So you typically won't miss any important messages that you might get or important phone calls. Because it is connected through Bluetooth, you will be actually receiving them through your watch rather than having to look at your phone. So you are always connected, whether it's through phone calls, messaging. Also, like, you can access your maps, your Apple Pay. So it just makes it super easy for when you actually are on the go. Plus, you can get some cute little bands for your Apple Watch as well. I know I like this pink Caseify one that I have. It was quite expensive, but I feel like it protects the screen quite well. And she's quite heavy duty, but she's also pink, so we love her. Now let's talk about my Garmin watch. So I have had my Garmin now for about a week and a half. This is the box that it comes in, so it's not as aesthetic as the Apple box and it's not as fun to open. Ooh. But overall, it just comes in this small little box with your instructions. Now, I am just gonna go off the bat and say that my favorite thing about the Garmin watch is the sleep tracking and the battery life. Now, this is my favorite thing ever because, as mentioned about the Apple Watch, my Apple Watch dies quite quickly. Like, I kid you not, literally, as mentioned, probably lasts about 9 hours and then it will die. So I've charged my Garmin watch once, and that's within like 14 days. So that typically, and actually when I got it, it was about half charged. So what I'm gonna say is I believe that the Garmin watch will last anywhere from about 6 days to about 13 days, depending on how much you use it. So for me, it lasted about 6 days, but I have read, and in the instructions, it does say that it actually will last up to 13 days, which I think is absolutely incredible. I wear it when I sleep, I wear it when I exercise. Literally do not take it off unless I go in the shower. It is waterproof, but I just take it off anyway. So straight away for me, that is a huge win because then I just already know, okay, I don't need to charge it. I only need to charge it once a week, and then it's gonna last me up to 2 weeks, which I believe is incredible. And it also takes a lot of stress off my mind as well from having to remember to take it on and off and on and off. And it also allows me to track my sleep too, which means I don't need my Oura ring, but that's just habit for wearing that. But it just puts everything in one place, which I love. The Garmin Forerunner 265 has had this huge hype, especially with runners. And so when I actually bought mine from Rebel Sport, I did actually compare a lot of the other Garmins. And for me, I didn't really need to spend like $2,000 on the most expensive, like heavy duty one. For me, I feel like this looks quite feminine. It isn't too harsh. It's got a big screen and it allows me to do all of the things that I need to do with running. It's specifically packed with so many different things to enhance your training and your progress tracking. It has your heart rate monitor. It also has GPS tracking as well. So when you're going on runs, it tracks where you are. Your VO2 max, I also find that all of your metrics when you run, it tracks it a lot more accurately than what the Apple Watch does. So this is like your cadence, your time ground contact, even your heart rate. It also has like a Garmin coach as well. So it tells you how your recovery is. And then with your sleep data, it will actually tell you your readiness for the day as well. So very similar to the Oura ring, although it does come up in the morning saying, good morning, this is your sleep data. And then it will let you know how much impact or how little impact you should have during that day. So it gives you those like recovery insights, the training insights. Again, has a super long battery life. So Garmin actually promotes its wrist heart rate tracking through their Elevate technology. Essentially, that means that their heart rate technology is top tier. So this actually allows you to understand how hard you're working, your rest, your recovery, your resting heart rate as well. But it also allows you to hit that point of hitting those zones when, say, you are exercising. So whether it's zone 1, zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, it allows you to track that quite precisely. And the one thing I love is that you can also set goals on hitting those specific thresholds for your heart rate. Your watch will actually alert you. So something about the watch that I found really, really hard in the beginning is actually navigating through it. So there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 buttons on the watch, and it's also touchscreen. So what I struggle with is trying to figure out what I need to do for each step. So for example, if I want to start a workout, you have to press the side button, and then it comes up with all your workouts here. Then you've got to press on it, and then you've got to press the button again, and you just have to keep following through that. And it is really, really hard, but in saying that, it's also not impossible. And just like anything, it does always take a little while to get used to these things. But again, in the beginning, I didn't find it very user-friendly, but now that I've had it for almost 2 weeks, I have found it to be a lot easier once I've given it a chance. Due to it not being through iOS, yes, it is connected to Bluetooth to my phone, so I can still receive all of my notifications from my phone onto the watch. I just can't either preview the whole thing or I can't respond. So if you get a text message sent to your Garmin watch or sent to your phone number and you get the preview on your watch, you can't actually respond to it. So you do have to respond to it on your phone. Whereas on the Apple Watch, you can respond to it very quickly through voice or even texting on the watch. So this is how I found the sleep tracking on the Garmin so far. So it tracks your sleep score, the duration, the quality of your sleep. It does your deep, REM, light, and awake during the night. So I will insert a picture here of what it actually looks like when you are tracking your sleep. And I actually find it to be quite accurate. Again, I actually have been noticing and comparing it to my Oura Ring, and it does seem to be quite similar to what the Oura Ring is saying. This is my overview. If you're a runner or an athlete, I have found that the Garmin watch has been a lot easier to use, and I do get a lot more metrics on there. I also feel like it's a lot more accurate as well. If you're going for a run or you're doing some sort of exercise, rather than actually having to look down at your watch, having to press all of the touch screen, you can just double press this and it will stop the workout. Whereas when it was raining and I would wear my Apple Watch, I would have to try and clear the screen and then try and touch it. It wouldn't work, and I actually had no way of finishing the workout. So that is one thing I do love about the Garmin. You can literally just press a button without even needing to look at the watch. So it does have good GPS accuracy, a lot more in-depth training metrics, and a longer battery life. So if you are going on a long bike ride or something like that, you don't have to worry about it actually dying. But if you do have more of just a lifestyle purpose and needing just an overall watch, or even just to have more connection through the watch rather than always having to look at your phone, I would highly recommend the Apple Watch. It does a really good job at tracking your health, your steps, your heart rate, and all your workouts. So it isn't something that has all those extra little buttons, and it's a little bit easier to use as well. Because of the iOS ecosystem, it also does connect obviously a lot better to another Apple device. And you can also go through and use all of the apps that you have on your phone, on your watch as well. So again, the connectivity is actually a lot better than what I find with the Garmin watch. But again, I also haven't figured out a lot of the things that I can do on the Garmin, just because I have only had it for 2 weeks and I have used it just for all my runs and my workouts, which have been pretty accurate, although I'm still struggling to track my workouts for the gym and strength training on my Garmin watch, only because it just comes up with sets and reps and it just doesn't really make sense. But I just more so track it for the heart rate purpose and just the duration. In conclusion, both watches, the Garmin Forerunner 265 and the Apple Watch Series 7, both have amazing strengths of their own, but they also do the exact same job of just tracking overall your health, your heart rate, your training. So overall, I would say Apple Watch for lifestyle and Garmin for someone who is trying to really closely track their progression with running or a specific athletic sport that they do. I can always do a comparison later on as well after I get to know the Garmin watch a little bit easier. It is hard to use, but I am getting used to it. But yeah, that's basically what I have gathered so far for the 2 of the watches. I love them both. Their price is actually very, very similar as well. So I wouldn't say that one is out of the ballpark and then one's really, really cheap. They're actually very, very similar. The Garmin Forerunner 265 is currently $799. And the Apple Watch Series 7 45mm, which is the one that I have, is actually also $799. So they actually have the exact same price tag. So I would just say, depending on your goals, if you are more lifestyle, definitely go for the Apple Watch because you might be able to get a discount too. But I believe that JB Hi-Fi actually price matches. So always check your options as well. So I hope that gave you a little bit of an overview and potentially some insight into what would be better for you as an individual when it comes to picking your smartwatch. They are quite pricey, so I definitely would say to do a little bit of research into what you actually want out of a watch, and if it is connectivity or even if it's just its ability to track your trainings and your workouts to a very accurate number, then definitely look into those things. But overall, I love wearing a watch. I think it's so great tracking my steps, just having that awareness around how much I'm moving my body. So again, I really hope that's given you some insight, and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. It is a little bit different to my usual, but I hope that you have an amazing day and good luck picking your watch. Keep moving your body and keep fueling your body as well. I will see you guys in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.